U.S. leaders say Russia is one step closer to invading Ukraine after Russia rescinded its earlier commitment of pulling forces from the Ukrainian border.
Our Washington correspondent Basil John is reporting live this morning. President Biden has agreed, quote, in principle, to meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. I got to tell you, Basil, I was a little taken aback when I heard this news.
Well, good morning. And yes, many Americans don't know what to make of this situation because they don't know what's going to happen next. And neither do U.S. leaders. Right now, the U.S. is just focused on making sure that a war does not break out in Eastern Europe. And they're doing so by focusing on diplomacy, but at the same time preparing for the worst case scenario. Tensions rise as U.S. leaders warn of a potential invasion by Russia into Ukraine.
Because of tensions in eastern Ukraine, tensions created by Russia and the separatist forces it backs there.
On CBS News' Face the Nation, Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the U.S. is still focused on a diplomatic solution despite the presence of at least 150,000 Russian troops on the border of Ukraine.
Until we know that the tanks are rolling, the planes are flying, and the aggression has fully begun, we're going to do everything we can to prevent it.
The White House announced that President Joe Biden agreed to meet in principle with Russian President Vladimir Putin, as long as he holds off on an attack.
What we're seeing actually happen is Mr. Putin act on certainly what looks to be very clear intentions to invade Ukraine again.
Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby promised the U.S. will act swiftly with economic sanctions if Putin pulls the trigger, despite a plea from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to enact sanctions now.
He has not conducted yet another invasion in Ukraine yet, and we still think there's time to prevent that.
But Russian ambassador to the U.S., Anatoly Antonov, emphasized that Russia will not invade.
There is no invasion, and there is no such plans. We are not threatening to anybody.
Now, Antonov promised there are no ill intentions from Russia, but U.S. intelligence warns of an attack any day. Reporting live in Washington, I'm Basil John. Bill, Randy.